VOA News. Reporting via remote, I'm David Byrd. The nation's largest school system, with 1.1 million students, will remain closed for the rest of the academic year. AP's Julie Walker reports.
Shortly after, Mayor Bill de Blasio made the announcement Saturday that keeps schools closed.
It clearly will help us save lives.
Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's the one who has the legal authority in this situation.
I understand the mayor's position, which is he wants to close them until June. And we may do that, but we're going to do it in a coordinated sense with the other localities.
Cuomo says ideally the school closing and reopening decision will be coordinated with the entire state and hopefully the tri-state. Julie Walker, New York.
The World Health Organization is expressing alarm at the large number of healthcare workers becoming infected by the deadly coronavirus. Lisa Schlein has more from Geneva.
WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says some health workers become infected outside health facilities in their homes or communities, but the majority are being infected within health facilities where they are exposed to the deadly virus throughout the day. He adds long hours tending to sick patients and lack of rest also can weaken resistance to the virus.
However, the evidence also shows that when health workers wear personal protective equipment the right way, infections can be prevented. That makes it even more important that health workers are able to access the masks, gloves, gowns, and other PPE they need to do their jobs safely and effectively.
A new United Nations supply chain task force has been set up to ease the equipment shortage. Lisa Schlein for VOA News, Geneva.
For more on these stories and the rest of the day's news, visit our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. The Defense Production Act is being used to boost the production of N95 masks to help deal with the coronavirus pandemic. AP correspondent Ben Thomas reports.
The Pentagon says $133 million will be used to push the production of masks to more than 39 million over the next 90 days. The masks will be made under the Defense Production Act, which President Trump has invoked to increase the availability of medical supplies. The act gives the federal government broad authority to direct private companies to meet the needs of national defense. The government first placed bulk orders for N95 masks and other basic necessities of medical care for its stockpile in mid-March. At that time, some hospitals were already treating thousands of infected patients without enough equipment and pleading for help. Ben Thomas, Washington.
The commander of U.S. forces in Afghanistan met with leaders of the Taliban insurgency under their bilateral agreement signed in late February to discuss ways to reduce violence in the war-torn country. A Taliban spokesman tweeted about the meeting with General Scott Miller, who also commands NATO's non-combat resolution support mission in the country. The Taliban said the meeting took place Friday night in Doha, Qatar. Suhail Shaheen wrote the two delegates discussed details about the implementation of the U.S. Taliban agreement. Shaheen said the U.S. Taliban agreement's violations, particularly attacks and night raids in non-combat areas, came under serious discussions. He said that the Taliban had called for a halt to such attacks. In a recent statement, the U.S. military denied insurgent allegations of breaches, noting the agreement allows foreign troops to act in defense of Afghan security forces if attacked by the Taliban. As Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte extended Italy's lockdown until May 3rd, a special online exhibition of the Shroud of Turin allowed the faithful to pray for an end to the coronavirus pandemic. Sabina Castelfranco has more from Rome.
Archbishop of Turin, Cesare Nosiglia, said that thanks to television and social media, this moment of contemplation will make available to everyone all over the world the image of the Shroud, which he said records the passion and death of the Lord, but which also opens people's hearts to faith in the resurrection. Pope Francis said he deeply appreciated the decision to have an online exhibition of the Shroud. On Sunday, Francis will celebrate Easter Sunday Mass and deliver his message and blessing to the city of Rome and the world. Sabina Castelfranco for VOA News, Rome.
For more on these stories and the rest of the day's news, visit VOA